I'm looking at how far they have done the cutting of the mango tree. So you can see they are now concentrating on the body because they have cleared most of the branches up there. So they are confident that it will just fall here on the ground without hurting anything. Puli-puli mo diha. So it's now the Lois taking turns. But you know what I want to show you? Someone gave me this plant. Gave, not bought. You know, got loads of holes and all that. But he found this on the cliff, going to in the forest, going to the river on the forest. So they just come down and said, would you like some of these? I said, sure. What is that plant? So I need to ID this because it seems rare. You know, look, it's got holes in the middle, and that's the leaves, like broken. It's tearing apart. But I've seen this as some of the rare ones. So here, I'll just put them on pots, but they are like water plants because it is growing on the side of the river in the forest up there. Because he's also harvesting a little bit because it's on the way as they go down on the hills. So look at this plant. Anyone who knows what it is? I don't. But I'll just care for it because, you know, people here just give plants. We don't buy. But I think it's rare. I've never seen this before. Oi, Bernard, please help me. What is this? What do you call this plant? So it got holes in the middle as well, and its flowers breaking apart as it grows big. And also, they said if you want, there's another one, another type, bigger than a person's face. So I said, just bring me when you can. So I'll just grow them, even though I don't know them. Perhaps it may be rare.
I decided that I'm not going to go ahead and make this a bar room. She's enjoying her flowers so much, her plants so much. I said to her, look, why don't you have this room to do all your potting, and I'll put some grow lights in for you and I'll use it as well for me rare ones. And she's really keen on the idea. Like she said, you ain't got no friends to play snooker with. I said, alright, don't rub it in. Right? So I can get these type of glow lights like this. Oh, where's that? And I'll make up some racks. Because somebody pointed out there's not enough light. It isn't really. But I remember I was in Hong Kong with the missus once, and funny enough, we were even looking at orchids then, and they had these misters on the wall. All the walls were tiled, and they had these misters, and the mist would come down out of these machines and mist up the orchids. I thought that was fantastic. And the orchids they had in their store, which had less light than this, were absolutely stunning. And I've always liked orchids. And my problem, I'm a bit of a collector. I collect things. And I built this room with the intention of making it a snooker room and put all my bar drinks on the back of that bar room there. But the point is, I don't really know a lot of people that's going to visit, get the odd family now and again. So I thought, how much pleasure this room would bring to her, somewhere nice in the house, not, I can still shout through and say, oi, where's my coffee, you know, and it suits me down to the ground, that does. I haven't got to go looking for her. So yeah, it looks like this room here is going to be like a garden room. It'd be nice to put some It would be nice if the Lloyd's out there moving his dogs. Like that patio type furniture out here. And because it's all tiled, all the boarding at the top is shearer board, the stuff that they use outside on that's totally waterproof. I'll make sure everything's waterproof so the mist isn't going to affect it. And I can see I'll make a load of growing racks for her, put some tables in here where she can do all her potting. I don't know whether to tile the floor. I've already bought the tiles for the floor, or do something so she ain't got to worry too much, like screed it over and put an epoxy on it. So it's super waterproof. And later on, if she ever gets fed up, or we build another room, and then I can tile it. I know I got the tiles stacked out there, I'm covering for something. Always doing something. So, yeah, that's my plan. I just love to see the idea of her being out here. I'll get her some nice plastic tables. She can sit here to her heart's content, doing her plants, but she's really enjoying it at the moment, so I want to support it. Interestingly, the wife has gone out to buy some pots for her plants. She's really getting into it, which is really nice. I've always been a collector. She never has. And I like collecting things. When I went to Mobwa once, we went to an orchid place. And I think the last time we went there, it was all shut down. But this Mobwa orchid place, they had a greenhouse made out of scaffold posts, and it was covered in like a netting. I think they call it shade cloth or shade net. That's what I intend to do this side, with the koi carp pond the other side. And now with this tree gone, it gives me a bit more room. I was going to plant all orchids in the tree, but now I just make the orchid house a little bit bigger, buy some racks or have some racks made, and this half would be all me rare orchids that I intend to get. I told her to get a license so she can import stuff. Now, but she knows she's really getting into the plants at the moment. It's nice to see. I like her to have hobbies.
So the rain just stopped. It's now almost 5 to 3 o'clock. And in here, so I don't have the boys working for me this afternoon, only Deloy and Willie. So here, I'm trying to scrub my old fiberglass pots. I'll bleach it all up, but what you're looking at here are my coconut husks. You think it's a mess, but actually I purposely put it here so my dogs will rip it apart. You know? And all these little pieces like this that they rip apart, that's when I mix with my soil. You see here, these are my black soils that it's already near my river. I have Deloy 2 or 3 sacks that I pot in, and then I'll mix it with a coconut, and you can see a lot of coconut husks here that the dogs will just pick it up and rip it apart for me instead of me ripping it apart. So that's how if you see the mess, I actually let the dog help me. So what I do now is I'll pick up these pieces like this, sweep it up, these pieces like this that they have ripped apart and play and fight over it. Then look, it's easier to mix with the loam soil that I have as medium for my repotting of the plants that I bought. So the dogs are having fun. I got easier way of repotting, mixing my soil. Like this one, it's now little bits. See? Then I could transfer my plants. Because I'm doing right now is making the garden of my daughter. So I'm almost there, and then I'll do another garden. But see what I mean? The dogs are helping me as well. I quickly want to go down to Grand Mall in Talamban because I want to buy some plastic pots. You know, this pandemic that I cannot film around as easy as it used to be. That pricing, the cars. This one, staying at home, has created me another hobby. My hobby was about filming around as I go around the city, filming different stuff for myself, info for myself, for building materials, cars, motorbikes, anything that I can find going around when I get bored from here. Now that I'm busy with my building work, and because we are mandated to stay at home all over the world, then this has made me have a new hobby, which is planting. And because they know that I'm buying plants and all that, a few of the locals, especially the farmers that I used to invite on my parties, help them a little bit, is giving me plants that I have in my bucket there that I cannot not even potted because they just uproot that in the forest, the one that I just showed you. So when my almost 6,000 square meter plot will be quarried right across my property, and like I said, Old B got his koi and orchids. That's what his interest. But I'd like to create a nursery garden and employ some of the locals to have some income. Like Farmer Willie and his wife, of course, will be there. I will make them a house, a native house that's comfortable for them, and they can live and work for me in the nursery, and a few locals as well. So that will be such an interesting thing. But as of the moment, I will be buying pots to repot all the plant that was given to me by the locals, among the, you know, those plants that I can't even recognize what they are. But, you know, as word spread around that I'm collecting plants for myself, they are giving me some of the plants that they have in their backyard or they found in the forest. And so that will be my new hobby. And the channel, when I got the nursery going, when the quarry and all that, will have more content, especially as the coming soon will be the building of Old B's koi carp pond. And also he want to build on the side his own exclusive greenhouse that he will grow his rare orchids, or the orchids that he likes, even if it's not rare, as long as he likes it. He likes to grow it in there. And another plan is, like, you know, the bar, like what I mentioned before, that will be good for like repotting garden area instead for his orchids and stuff like that. And he can put his pool table in the gallery, because how open it's gonna be used. Oh, shh. I'm gonna have to go back, turn off. So you can see me going backward on the side of the road because there are 10 wheelers going up now. So I'm here. There's another one here that's bringing his work vehicle. He's working for our construction company delivery. He's bringing it here in his residence and just park it here on the side. So you can see that's number 2, number 3, number 4. So I might be stuck here for a while. because I was told that there are about 10 of them. So number 4. So might as well wait here before it gets so awkward when it's go near the chapel. And so it's get a lot of skills to do this when you're a woman. Even men, they find it so hard to go backwards. But if you look at it on the side, on this cliff that I'm parked with, there are some plants there, just growing wildly. What are those? Look, got flowers on. Aren't they ground orchids? That's the one I want to have to see. So I am now in the main Talamban Road, and it just takes 10 minutes to get down, 10 to 15 minutes to get down, depends on who you meet. So that's why I have to wait there on the side of the road, because I'm meeting those 10-wheelers. And so now I'm nearing Grand Mall, where I have to buy all the plastic pots, so to able to save all the plants that I have to repot, because I'm waiting for a chance to go to Liloan, but it seems like I'm so busy to go there, and they close early, like 4 o'clock, so I don't really have time to go there. So I just have to do with the plastic pots until, just to save the plants. Although I'm not really fan of plastic pots, but that will do for now until I can save them, plant them in proper terracotta ones. Anyway, I will be putting net over them so they won't be so hot, so the plastic won't start melting the roots down. And here the sun shines back, and it's, you can see, drier. But I don't have the 3 boys, Jarrell, Junelle, and Julito, working, because what's the point? The output for today, because of the constant rain, will be so very little. So it's better off don't have work. Then by Monday, hopefully they can finish what they're doing and then pour it. So I'm going inside this Grand Mall to buy some plastic pots, then I could just go home immediately afterwards. So I'm buying a lot of plastic pots as stocks. When some of the farmers around are giving me some of their plant cuttings, then I could replace them immediately. I also bought some of these ceramic or porcelain ones, the ones that my daughter likes in her bedroom, that's our posh. But this one, like for the transfer of some of the seedlings, cuttings, and then before I transfer in the bigger pots. Anyway, they're just cheap. This is only 19 pesos. The next size is this. That's 19 pesos. And this one is, yeah, that's 19 pesos of the same ones. Well, if this is 19, I won't have the little ones. I will have all of this like this. This is also 19. So I changed my mind on that one. I'll have all this the same size, not the little ones, because I didn't notice that. I thought they're the same size, but I will change it. Anyway, I'm just queuing here. I'll change all these little ones into this 19 pesos that are bigger than the other one. I'll change that little ones. These are the different plastic pots that they have here. Prices starts at 29 to 69 pesos, up to 99 of different kinds. But that's the only Grand Living plastic pot, but you know what I mean. And these are all the self-watering ones. They're quite dear, like $2.99 for that one with a stand. And the little one is $1.49 with a stand. These are the self-watering type. You got the white ones as well for the self-watering. You know, this self-watering one is they got a string. You gotta take it off. You put some water on it, and it's got a string on the pot that will absorb the water and moisten the roots. So they are catering now for those lazy planters. So here we are. Let me check where's that bigger one. This is the same as so there's no more bigger ones that are 19 pesos. It's all just the small ones now. And these are the ceramic ones. Like this one with a plate on. This one $1.99. But I just have this one because I like the style of this one. It's $1.20 for the ceramic ones. I also bought last time some pastel with plates. And also this rectangular $1.99 each. The smaller ones $1.49. And this is $1.99. And the smaller one is $1.49. But you got this pastel with plates. That's only $1.20 each. But I'll concentrate on the one for outside because I'll just come back for all these $1.20 ones. I already bought 3. But, you know, I like them all. They got the bigger ones as well. That's $1.99. $1.99 each, but it's thicker plastic. And I got one of those hanging ones. So I think I'll buy 2 more pink ones because I like them. I'm going back down to the hill after buying a lot of plastic plants, and I bought 3 pieces of ceramic for my daughter's room because I got a few indoor plants for her. But that's what I plan to do. I will create a nursery in my share of the 6,000 square meter plot. When it's all get quarried across my property, then Old B can have his koi carp pond and orchids, and because he wants to have a mud pond over there, which is not a bad idea actually. We could just incorporate it with a garden center, and then you can also sell water lilies while the koi is underneath there. So that's what my plan is of the moment. That anyway, I have plenty of land, and I could just divide it with the different business ideas. I got too much in my mind, like even a small commercial center on the side, just serving the local needs, you know. And that will be another viable option because you can rent out. I'm not actually be running the business myself. My business is the properties. So 6,000 square meter is quite a big plot when it's all flattened out, and you can see that my properties are on the road. I mean, got a road as access. The main roads are the access of my properties, so that will be so viable for any businesses I will think about. But as of the moment, I am thinking of having a nursery in which Farmer Willie and his wife can be the caretaker there, because they're very good at it. That's their means of living, is farming. So they know now that they're getting a bit older, they want to have a rest a bit, because you know that sometimes the strength, although you can see how hardworking they are, is not the same as when you were young. And that will give them opportunity for employment in their later years. And for like a garden center in which you come out, you can have a snack bar, but that will be like in the future plan. And like I said, it might be just for appointment only. I will just publish a website or a Facebook, Village People Philippines Nurseries, and people go there by appointment. Because if I cannot, I don't want to be so busy just tending that. I'll have people running it, so I could create more and more business, not just be running it and be constrained on it. Because I also have the Village Park Paradise to finish. When it's all the project of Old Baby finished, my lads will be back there, and we continue the walls and the clearing out. I'll be doing some of the drainage as well. So there's plenty of time to do, especially that, do you know that I read it, that the Philippine tourism won't be back until the middle of next year. Let's turn on this wiper because it's fogging. Until the middle of 2021. So that will be plenty of time that people can still be constrained in staying more at home, although it's more freer now because of the modified general quarantine. But nobody knows, it might go back again. You know, like abroad, there been protests about lockdown again, but it seems to be inevitable with the situation now with our I just have to go on the side of the road because I'm meeting a 10-wheeler again. And that's the sloping, just a little sloping part. There's another 10-wheeler again. OMG. I hope I'm not be meeting these buggers in the little village, you know, where I stop and go on the right on the side of the road. But I've survived this for the years I've been driving. The worst one when I was still learning to drive here back, that was hilarious to me. Like I panicked, but now what? Really? Fine. Okay, I'll go on the side. There's one that's busted. Yes. Because they go off, and because it's not a lot of traffic right now, they don't usually allow it off until 7 o'clock in the evening, and from 4 to 7 they're not allowed out, the big trucks. But since it's been all this quarantine, that's why they just come out anytime they want. So here is, I'm now back in Pulang Batu, our main barangay. No, because I have to stop the lads from working all this rain on and off, because gotta be honest with Junel, he just stand there and don't do anything. But like Willie, they're so used to working in the rain that they don't mind working in the rain. So now, because the output won't be the same and you're paying the same, so might as well no work. Because yesterday when it was nice weather, he was absent, and now that it's raining, he's in. But I know he don't mind having no work anyway. He just told me, I just want to go to sleep. Fine. That's our fire truck for Barangay Pulang Batu. So we have our own fire truck, and also we have a nice ambulance here in Pulang Batu. That one, the ambulance, help us, you know, my guests in the guest house. helped me take down Marvin to the hospital when he was there living in my guest house. That was the barangay ambulance that took him down. So finally, the body of the mango tree has been downed. You can see that Willie really worked so hard, and that's why he deserves to be having a retirement job. What I mean is doing my nursery of the when the property will be across here will be quarried, and he deserved that kind of work that in his later years, you know. Then just continuously farming, it's not viable anymore, and his children will be the one taking over those farming. So him and his wife, that's what I plan to do, is to employ them as caretaker and planters of the nursery. That I'll open a website and then sell it online and sell it on by appointment basis. So this is now the mango tree, full of termites though. That's what Willie told us. Like, look at the weak branches, a lot of them. So it's now gonna be just clearing out the roots underneath, killing it all off and digging it out. Then now it's ready for all flatten out. Agoy! And may mabuak ana. Agoy, I means, ooh, careful, because there's something that's gonna get broken